Bonjour everyone, Pantoufleee here today for a new video in which we're going to call out Wargaming on the fact that they literally have no more excuses when it comes to personal missions. First of all, I think it's important for us to define what personal missions means, and here it's written perfectly. Personal missions are a set of challenges that will put your battle skills to the test on all vehicle types and various situations. If you succeed all the missions, you will get unique vehicles, female crew, we don't care about that necessarily in Blitz, and a lot of other valuable rewards that we don't care about either, but unique vehicles. Missions, unique, missions for free, free-to-play skill, reward, tank, completely for free, okay? You get it? And basically, guys, those missions are just great. Not only because it allows you to get a various set of unique vehicles in the game, but also because it's the best way for free-to-play players that actually got skilled as the time flies by, in order not to have to spend any penny and still make the game alive, make the game relevant, and be able themselves to do some money. But obviously there is a catch. Usually the personal missions, because I've played World of Tanks PC long enough to know that and to be able to play those tanks, the tanks that World of Tanks PC was introducing as unique vehicles didn't have the best credit coefficient. You wouldn't be able to do as much credits with a T55A in World of Tanks PC, for example, than a Progetto 46, which is one tier lower in World of Tanks Blitz. And even if this idea of personal missions have been around in World of Tanks PC for 2, maybe 3 years by now, that there are various type of vehicles going from the Object 260 to the Object 277, if I'm not mistaken, the one that has 2 tracks on each side. But in Blitz, still nothing. Either we get all those tanks in bundles or in crates, like it's the case with the T28 HTC, that it was the case with the T55A, same for the Object 260, or we see them in direct offers like it was the case with the Chimera. And for years, we thought that it was just Wargaming not wanting to add them, or maybe that they just did not want to implement them. They had better things to do, right? But now things are getting a little bit different since the orders appeared in the game. For the people that did not log into the game for the last 2 months, Wargaming is finally trying to make the orders relevant. If you see on the latest offer they released, the Ship of Conqueror Rex, if you take the big bundle, you also feature an order in it, and you just have to win 50 battles with the Ship of Conqueror in order to unlock 5 mystery boxes. But what if they took that one step ahead? What if instead of having those little rewards, mystery boxes and stuff, we had the possibility of getting orders by just playing, and those orders will allow us to unlock a mission, and when we do that mission, we get access to the mighty tank. And don't tell me that Wargaming doesn't have the power to do that. It's actually extremely simple for them to come out with missions. You want less players to get it because otherwise it's gonna flood the matchmaking? No problem. Give us something like an order. If you don't do 9,000 damage, you don't have access to the mighty tier 10 collectible. Some things like that. This way, yes, the challenge is going to be extremely hard, but at least we will be able to finally get something completely for free that is not included in an event or doesn't depend on Wargaming's will. Because I'm not here to spit on Wargaming. Not so long ago, they gave us the possibility to get either the Progetto 46, the Carnaval Action 10, or even the Centurion Rack completely for free by following the Blitz Cup events and Blitz Cup streams. So to be fair, the devs are caring about us, but I would like their carings to take one step ahead and try maybe to give us what we want, but not in the way we are used to. Because usually when a new tier 10 collectible is coming into the game, we have to deal with crates. We have to deal with the Christmas event where we have to spend thousands of euros just to get a freaking pixel tank. But if they just made a challenge, first of all, it will bring new players, or at least make the game more interesting for the OGs like me that already own everything. But most importantly, it will maybe revive the platoons. Maybe if they say you have to do around 15k damage with a platoon mate or something like that, it would allow people to find again the joy to play World of Tanks Blitz, at least for the people that have been playing this game for 5, 6, 7 years by now. Now, of course, this idea would have downsides, and the main difficulty Wargaming will face is probably to get rid of the people that will cheat in order to get those missions. For example, trying to get the whole clan into one only game at 3 a.m. or things like that. But they already have the tools that allow them to prevent this from happening by literally not allowing the personal missions to be done after a certain hour, for example 9 p.m. or something like this. This way it will reduce the number of cheaters. But if they manage to do something like that, it would make the game much more interesting. I remember the first campaign, the first personal mission campaign we had in World of Tanks PC. I was playing the game for 3 years before that idea was implemented, and I played it really regularly as I was a teenager. I didn't have a job, I didn't have to bother with anything that would take my time. No, the only thing I had to do was playing World of Tanks PC, and I did again and again and again. And to be fair, I had some good joys with it, but at one point it starts just to become boring and lame because you're doing the exact same thing again and again, and you kind of, let's say that you lose the joy of the game by the lack of content that fits what you need. Because obviously, if you're a new player and you just enter World of Tanks Blitz right now, there are plenty of things to do. There are events coming, especially the Christmas one. But once you get used to it, you get used to the atmosphere of it, and you've been playing it, those events regularly, yearly, every yearly, that's what the word means. It starts to, you know, it's not the same joy. It's like opening for the first time of your life a gift and receiving 2 or 3 gifts at the same time, one by one. You understand what I mean? Without me being a spoiled child, but I guess you get the spirit of what I'm saying. And the thing is, they have the tools. If they don't want to implement it right now, it's because they don't want to. And I'm not gonna throw a rock at Wargaming, and they must have their reasons. There is economic reasons, because obviously if they implement such tanks, maybe less people would be inclined to spend in the game. But for every single problem this addition would make, I see a solution that already exists in the game. You fear that your players will not buy any more premiums or collectible if you allow them to get those for free? Simple, just give them the traditional credit coefficient that Tech3 have. If you are scared about them being overflooded and there are way too much on the battlefield, it's simple, just make the mission so hard that only a few people would be able to get it. You are afraid maybe of people spamming and trying to cheat the missions by getting a whole clan in one simple game. It's easy. Just make the missions impossible to accomplish after 9 p.m. I mean, I don't see what, beside the fact that they need to develop new tanks, which is a big deal, I assure you, and I totally understand that. But beside that, I don't see why Wargaming doesn't want to implement those. They literally have no excuses. But please, Wargaming, for the upcoming year, make this your first priority. With obviously Blitz Cup, etc., because that's one of the major events you like to advertise. But please, for the love of God, give us those freaking personal missions. I beg you, please. And that's it. This is the end of the rant. And if you agree with me, tell me in the comments. And if you think my opinion is wrong, tell me in the comments why also, because I would be extremely interested to see people disagreeing with me, even if I don't think there will be. But hey, we don't know. So hopefully you enjoyed. If that's the case, you know what to do. And I'm going to see you soon for a new rant, or maybe for a new review. Who knows?